Hello, and welcome to Animal Chiropractic Clinic Chatter, a podcast where Dr. O from All Creatures Every Spine interviews doctors and animal owners that utilize animal chiropractic to get their unique perspectives. Yes, it's really a thing. Dr. O utilizes his 30 years of experience as both an animal chiropractor and veterinarian, and to dig deep into the discussion of complex issues affecting the lives of your animal friends and companions. Join us for this educational episode. Thanks for joining us for this portion of the episode as Dr. O begins to answer the question, what is animal chiropractic? He will look at how the chiropractic adjustment is a valuable and viable treatment for what ails your animals.
If you've ever watched a horse move with incredible power, grace, and athleticism, you may have wondered what helps them perform at their very best. One answer that more horse owners and trainers are discovering is animal chiropractic. Hello everyone, I'm Dr. O, and I'd like to welcome you to the podcast. Whether you're a horse owner, rider, trainer, veterinarian, or simply passionate about animal health, I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're talking about improving horse performance naturally through chiropractic care, and how keeping your horse properly adjusted can help them move, perform, and feel their best. So, let's begin with the basics. What is animal chiropractic? Animal chiropractic is a specialized form of healthcare that focuses on the relationship between the spine, joints, nervous system, and overall body function. Using gentle, specific chiropractic adjustments, we restore proper motion to joints that have become restricted, allowing the nervous system to communicate more effectively with the muscles, ligaments, and every part of the body. For a performance horse, every stride matters. Whether your horse competes in barrel racing, dressage, jumping, reining, trail riding, eventing, or ranch work, athletic performance depends on balance, flexibility, coordination, and efficient movement. Even minor restrictions in the spine or pelvis can interfere with how a horse moves. These restrictions may not cause obvious lameness, but they can reduce flexibility, shorten a stride, affect lead changes, decrease impulsion, or make certain movements more difficult. Sometimes the signs are subtle. Your horse may seem stiff when warming up, resist bending in one direction, struggle to collect properly, become reluctant to jump, pin their ears while saddling, or simply not perform with the same enthusiasm they once had. These can all be signs that your horse's body isn't moving as freely as it should. This is where animal chiropractic can help. By restoring proper joint motion and supporting healthy nervous system function, chiropractic adjustments help the body move more efficiently. When movement improves, horses often experience better flexibility, smoother motion, improved balance, and greater comfort during both training and competition. It's important to understand that chiropractic care isn't about making a horse perform beyond its natural ability. Instead, it's about helping the horse perform at its own highest potential by removing unnecessary restrictions that interfere with normal movement. Many owners also notice additional benefits, including improved willingness to work, easier collection, better recovery after exercise, and a more relaxed attitude under saddle. Of course, chiropractic care is only one part of keeping a horse healthy. The best results come when it's combined with regular veterinary care, proper conditioning, balanced nutrition, correct hoof care, quality saddle fit, and a thoughtful training program. Together, these elements create the foundation for a healthier, happier, and higher performing horse. If your horse isn't moving quite like they used to, or you're looking for natural ways to support their performance and overall well-being, animal chiropractic may be a valuable addition to their wellness routine. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Dr. O, and I hope this episode has helped you better understand how Animal Chiropractic can naturally support your horse's health, comfort, and athletic performance. If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to subscribe, share this episode with your fellow horse owners and riders, and let us explore the incredible benefits of Animal Chiropractic. And I'll leave you with this quote: "The body heals one way only, above, down, inside, and out. So keep your animals adjusted."
Make sure to visit our website, allcreatureseveryspine.com, where you can subscribe to the show and learn more about getting your animals adjusted. If you are in the Meridian, Texas area, drop in on a Tuesday afternoon to get your animals adjusted. If that isn't possible, schedule a consultation on your animal's health with Dr. O. You can also purchase a copy of Dr. O's book. Yes, it's really a thing.
What is going on, everyone? My name is Stan Smith. I'm the CEO of X-Dog and the inventor of the X-Dog Weight and Fitness Vest. What is the X-Dog Weight and Fitness Vest? In a nutshell, it is the world's greatest harness for dogs. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're looking to build muscle, combat obesity, address anxiety issues, high energy, you want to suppress that energy level. If you just want to take the average walk and turning into a health improving workout, we made it so convenient to exercise your dog that you literally only need about 30 seconds a day. It doesn't matter if you're doing basic obedience training or compete at high level dog sports or in protection sports. The X-Dog Weight and Fitness Vest can enhance it and take any type of daily lifestyle to the next level. If you want to be part of our mission of eliminating canine obesity or just being a part of our team, make sure you go to teamxdog.com. As always, man, I want to thank you for your time and your support, and Team X-Dog strong.
Your active dog needs more than water to rehydrate. Replenish Dog Water Supplement is an all-natural powdered water flavoring, prevents dehydration and provides vitamins for your dog. Created by a veterinarian and rooted in science. Give your dog the care they deserve with Replenish.
Standard Process is a third-generation family-owned company in rural Wisconsin. You could say we just make nutritional supplements, but we know we're changing lives. We grow ingredients on our own certified organic farm without pesticides or herbicides, because we think they should be as close to nature as possible. Quality is our priority. That's why we do everything right here, from hand-picking the seeds to delivery, so you know exactly what goes into every bottle.
Join us as Dr. O interviews a certified chiropractor, veterinarian, or an animal owner. These enthusiastic people explain how they utilize Animal Chiropractic to alter the lives of the animals in their communities.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Animal Chiropractic Clinic Chatter. I'm your host, Dr. Ormston, and today we're here with Dr. Carolyn again. We're going to continue from her first well, actually, it was her second appearance with us, but we're going to talk about some different things. And so I know that she does a lot of food animals. That was like a thing that she didn't really realize that she was going to get into. And the one animal that surprised you the most was what?
That I liked?
Yeah, that you like it.
Just chickens. Chickens were not my favorite growing up, and I was on a farm.
And now chickens are
my jam now.
Yeah. So, and one of the things that we had done here on the farm, and we know that, we've had people come here before and say, well, I don't really eat eggs. But then that's all we have for breakfast because we have a lot of eggs. And so, well, maybe I'll try them. And then our eggs don't cause issues, but we've never really made a big deal about it. But we know that chiropractically adjusted chickens gain weight faster. We know chiropractically adjusted chickens have fewer health issues. We know chiropractically adjusted chickens are more, vigorous. And then in a taste test, a double-blind test, in the meat, chickens that had been chiropractically adjusted before slaughter, 74% of people prefer chicken that's chiropractically adjusted to non-chiropractically adjusted chickens in the same place. But you took that one step further.
Yes.
And you checked
I checked eggs. Yes. So there is some context to this. So this didn't just I didn't just pick this up from the air. So I do nutrition consults in my office on my human side. And actually one of my neighbors who came in, and I've been having her on a nutrition plan. And so she had asked me, while you're checking me, because we use test kits for all sorts of toxins and stuff. And so she said, hey, you took me off eggs last time. Can you check to see if I can eat them now? Because I really want to eat some eggs. And I said, okay. And I asked my assistant to hand me the test kit, and I tested her with the vial, and it was like, no. So it makes me wonder what was in that. But something hit me just in that second that I had chiropractically adjusted eggs in our fridge up front. And I said, hey, Tammy, can you go grab the 6-pack for me, please? And she said, okay. She didn't know where I was going with this. And so I had her bring it back in the office where we were. And I put it on her lap. And I said, let's test these because it's going to be different. These are not your traditional eggs. And so I muscle tested her and she was strong for it. And, then light bulbs went off. And so I had this plan to test them. So I had made this plan for my practice. And since most of my patients have been on my animal chiropractic journey, they always ask hey, how's it going? Are you bringing animals in? Oh, I just saw that dog come in. Do you work on that one? And so I had said, hey, I got this idea. I'm adjusting them. And I'm like, so I'm going to be doing a double-blind study on eggs. Would you be interested in participating with that? Because I need about 50 people. And so they're like, oh yeah, just let me know. As long as they didn't really want to eat any eggs, they wanted to just test them. And they knew most of them know that I'm a muscle tester. And so, this was May that I decided to buy some eggs. So I had the animal chiropractically adjusted chicken eggs, and they're brown eggs. So I went around to a farm store and got pretty much kind of the same color. And when I was in there, they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm going to be muscle testing with eggs to see how healthy they are for people. And so I was buying eggs that were a double A certification. And the guy behind the counter pushes some unwashed eggs that are from the farm, test these. It's on me. So I had put them as part of that. So I also went to the store and your typical organic, free range, cage free, organic brown eggs. They're usually, I think they're in that plastic container. It's there's a few of them that look like that. And so that's what we consider is top of the line, right? And so I got the same color. I had one of my staff, Tammy, she knew which one was which. And we went through 4 different ones, so A, B, C, and D. And we decided one day that we were going to do this. I gave a little bit of warning, but we had a code. So we had numbers and a survey and where they could put their name. And we tested them. So I would test at each one of them. And so we would just log it in there. And the only reason why we took names is because after a while they wanted to know which one they tested for. So this was not like any part of the study that we actually needed. But in 51, so I managed to get 51, there were, it was like 81% that tested for chiropractically adjusted eggs. And the next one down, I think, was like the AA certification. And it was about 74% of those 51 people could test well for that. And the other two were like, it was 50%. So like kind of a major fail, but it was your organic and the farm raised ones. And that just kind of gave me a bit of a, minute back to think about like, why, is this happening? We think that this is so clean and it's not. What's the difference? Because you would think with food, you feed them the right foods. And I'm not sure what they're feeding the AA certification chicken eggs. I kind of think it's a mixture of like some corn baby with some mealworms. So it's not your best diet. But I mean, that did matter. But the thing is that there were more people that tested widely for chiropractically adjusted eggs. And those eggs from a chiropractically adjusted chicken are going to be a carnivore diet adjusted once a month. And we did that for 3 months. So that would be labeled the chiropractically adjusted chicken. And seeing that change, that especially the people that had, reported allergies, they tested well for chiropractically adjusted eggs versus some of the other ones. So it was kind of mind blowing to see what that looked like on a human consumption point. It did pose some questions for me in terms of viability for hatcheries. Because you think about whenever, all these chicks get laid, some of them have things like, I've already seen ones with splay legs or failure to thrive. And you kind of wonder, is it that they don't have enough nutrients or minerals, or do they have access to those minerals that are available to stay alive or to, grow into a healthy chicken? I mean, that can go into meat production as well, but it did pose some questions for me on, how far that, what that can mean, not just on a food production standpoint.
Well, and just so people know, we're aiming at going one step further. Our next goal with those eggs is to do some electrophoresis on those eggs after we test the people. Use those same eggs, put them through electrophoresis so that we can see what the protein change is. So that then we can come up with optimal levels of, is once a month for 3 months enough? Should we be doing them every 2 weeks? Can we do them every 4 weeks? Because once a month sometimes is once every 4 weeks and sometimes is once every 5 weeks. So when do the benefits start to wane? Because if we had somebody that was allergic to eggs, but not allergic to chiropractically adjusted eggs, how important is it that we make sure that every egg that comes out of that, like, we don't know what egg comes from which chicken at our house. We just pick up eggs, but all our chickens are chiropractically adjusted once a month. But is that enough? Should we be doing it every 2 weeks? And some of our chickens do get adjusted every 2 weeks because they come ask for it. And so they get adjusted. But what is that optimal adjusting time?
Yeah.
And I think that's huge for all of our food animals to know what the optimal adjustment time is. Because we look at people and, I should get my spine checked at least once a week, whether I need it or not, because I know that in 7 days, a joint that's not moving will start to have some cartilage degeneration that sticks around for 7 months. So that's a long time. to have to work on getting that cartilage back to normal.
Yeah.
And so, but there's no way that we're going to adjust 9 billion chickens, which that's how many chickens are in the US every year. We go through 9 billion chickens. We're going to do it every week. So what is that optimal level for chickens? What's the optimal level for beef cattle? How many days before humane processing? How many days, we do know that one sheep herd last year adjusted all of their ewes before turning the rams in, and they went from a 60-day lambing period to a less than 21-day lambing period.
That's significant.
That's really significant because that's going to make a huge difference in lamb size when they sell, and they're going to be very even, and so they're going to get a premium price for those lambs. And they had, sheep usually have twins and triplets and all those kinds of things, and like most commercial sheep farms would like 150% lamb crop. Okay, that would be a good lamb crop. This particular flock had 135% before being adjusted, and then now they have 195% lamb crop when they have and so then they adjusted them. The first time was pre-breeding, and then the second time was a week before the first lamb was due. And when they weren't adjusted, they helped half of the ewes in the flock lamb. And this year they haven't helped anybody. So 2 chiropractic adjustments in that have made a huge difference. And we know that we can, with teaching, because we go and we adjust 100 commercial lambs or ewes every year with our teaching. So we take people that have never adjusted sheep before. We've looked at the lamb, that we've looked at the sheep spine. We've discussed how to do it. And then we go out and we actually adjust sheep, because that's a really big thing about when you come to any class at ACES is you actually go adjust yourself. You don't watch somebody adjust. You don't watch an expert. You become the expert. You do adjust. And so we know that we can adjust 100 sheep in an hour.
Yeah. The last year, though, I think it was 144.
Yeah.
Versus the previous year, that was, I think it was like 97, 98, something around that.
Right. And that was because they don't have the numbers. That particular flock doesn't have the numbers, but why do they have more sheep now?
Yeah, well, they're more optimal. I remember because I did food animal twice in the last 2 years. And I remember there being a bit more runts for lambs the first time, and we didn't see as many of those. I mean, there were a few small ones, but they weren't to the level where they looked a little rougher.
Yeah.
And there seemed to be a lot better, optimized, and I did notice that was like, that's a significant amount of difference from year to year.
Yeah. So, all right. So I know in our other episodes, you've given your advice to owners and chiropractors. And so what about some advice for veterinarians that have never used a chiropractor or think that chiropractic doesn't work?
Gosh. Adding an animal chiropractor, or at least have a collaboration with one, only can make your practice better. And you look like the hero because you suggested it. Having one in your office is even better because, that you have them have something going on and you have them in your office, like, hey, while you're here, let's optimize that healing, especially because there's a lot of things that everybody brings their pets for. And, who wouldn't go back to the same vet that utilizes techniques that work and keeps an open mind about doing the best for a pet. And especially as more and more owners are questioning about being on drugs, about food choices. I'm on a lot of forums and I hear a lot of owners, like in all sorts of places all over the world, and not just here, that they're wanting healthier options for their animals. And they're questioning the efficacy of some of these drugs. And they're starting to question, like, well, if I don't do this for myself, why would I do this for my pet?
Yeah.
And having a vet that is open-minded and is willing to work with a certified animal chiropractor, that they could only win. They've had less euthanasia of appointments. I say this because I've in the last couple months, I've had a few that came in. They're old dogs come in. They're not moving well, crying. One was 2 weeks ago. This is why this is like so fresh in my mind, saying that I have 3 options. One of them is to put them down, and they're crying to me, saying that I don't want to let them go. I'm not ready to let them go yet. And I look at them and I'm like, they have that, like, I want to live look on their face. I'm like, they don't want to die either. I said, and this is just a mobility thing. Some of them have been incontinence, and and their thought that solution is like, well, they're done. And on a recent dog I had started 2 weeks ago. It's a little over 2 weeks. They were putting a diaper on this dog, and they said that was the 3 options. And it was one adjustment. It stopped being incontinent. One. And she came in tears too. And she said, gosh, to think that if my associate didn't stop her and say, no, try this office, we will help them. And she almost lost her dog.
Yeah.
There are more options out there that don't require you to lose your dog or you lose your animal, and you don't have to put them on a bunch of drugs.
And as a veterinarian, that loses a patient.
Yes.
But maybe they have other dogs, and maybe they'll get a new dog. But one of the things that's listed as a common reason for owners to switch clinics is because I had Phoebe, and Phoebe was put to sleep at that vet clinic, and I can't go back into that vet clinic ever again.
It's too painful.
So when I get my next pet, I'm going to have to find a new vet. But if you've done everything to keep that pet alive, and I too find that a lot of pets die in their sleep when they're chiropractically adjusted. One that comes to mind was a 19-year-old Great Dane that had been coming in for 6 years and getting adjusted once a month. And every time for like the last 2 years, when he would come in, he would say, I'm pretty sure this is the last time, Doc. I had to lift him into the truck at home, and I had to lift him out here. Almost had to carry him in here, but we'll try one more month. And we adjust him, and he says, can you help me load him in the truck? And we would walk out to the truck, and Duke would get in by himself just after his adjustment. And he'd say, well, I don't know if I'm going to see you again next month, but thanks for everything so far. And then next month it would repeat. And it did that for like 2 years. And then he didn't come back in And he said, yeah, he just didn't wake up one day. And so that's a whole lot better memory for these owners than having to make the decision to take them to the vet clinic and get them euthanized.
Yeah.
And so, even if that's just, if you're worried about that, as a veterinarian, and if you don't believe it, I would, if you're a veterinarian and you don't believe animal chiropractic works, we have a payment plan at Animal Chiropractic Education Source, and I would welcome you to pay the first third, take the classes, come to Lab 1, and we'll prove it that it works. We've had several board certified surgeons come to class, board certified internal medicine that come to class. These veterinarians come to animal chiropractic class. In module 1, we ask everybody why you're here. We ask Carolyn, we ask everybody, why are you here? And we've had 3 or 4 veterinarians say, I'm here because I need to be able to prove to my clients that this doesn't work. And we go, all right, good deal. Good luck with that. And then, and it's not that it works for me, but you can't make it work, because one of the ways we learn at ACES, one of the ways we teach at ACES from day one is that you adjust, you don't watch us adjust. And I know all the other schools in the country do hands-on setups, all right, which is you set up, you get your hands in the right place, and they say, yep, but you can't thrust. You do not thrust, you do not diagnose, you don't fix anything. And one of the things here at ACES is that we believe that everybody should be an ACE. So in order to be an ACE, it's based off Top Gun. One of my mentors was always quoting Top Gun and how if you're going to do something, you want to be the best of the best. So when we started our program, Dr. Amy and I, we said we only want to graduate the best of the best. So we're going to call them ACEs, and they're going to adjust 5 animals every weekend you're here, period. We just got done with module 2, and we have some animal owners that can't quite count, don't we?
Yes.
So Thursday night, we had 6 people. Thursday night, everybody adjusted 4 dogs. Friday, everybody adjusted 2 horses. Saturday, everybody adjusted 4 dogs. And Sunday, everybody adjusted 2 horses. So what's that? 4 and 8, so 12. Wow. So everybody adjusted 12 animals. And that was module 2. Not at the end.
So it's more than double 5.
Yes. Yep. And so yes, and that's the way we do it here. We have advanced, I think we're going to be looking at about for advanced canine atlas this week. Or the next time, sorry, I shouldn't say this week, but the next time we have advanced canine atlas, the last time we had advanced canine atlas, we adjusted 5 and 2 is 7 and 16 per animal per doctor, 16 animals per doctor.
Yeah, it was massive. That one I participated in. It was massive. I don't even remember how many I did. Yeah.
But part of it is a part of advanced atlas is about becoming efficient.
Yeah.
And so we want you to become efficient. So anyway, all right. Well, thank you so much for your time, Dr. Carolyn. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And remember, the body heals one way only, above, down, inside out. Our job is to get out of its way. Thank you.
If you are or know a veterinarian or chiropractor, or a student of either of these professions, visit our website, Animal Chiropractic Education Source, to see how to become certified in animal chiropractic. Start improving the lives of the animals around you. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to the ACES channels so that you never miss an exciting episode.